So the Supreme Court has nullified the Ibadan Convention of the PDP. That is the convention that was conducted by the Turaki, or that produced the Turaki-led faction of the PDP. And it based its ruling on what? Two things. Number one, that convention violated the constitution of the PDP, which specifies that you must conduct congresses from ward to local government to state before you conduct national convention. So the organizers of that Ibadan convention breached the constitution of the PDP by not following that order. And then, of course, by excluding one member of the party, that's Sule Lamido, from the chairmanship position. That is also a breach of the constitution of the PDP. That's on one ground. The second ground upon which the Supreme Court nullified the Ibadan Convention of the PDP is that it disobeyed a lawful court order. It stated that instead of appealing the judgment or filing for an order to set aside that order, the PDP disregarded the court order and went ahead to conduct the convention. In case you don't know, disregarding court order is actually a crime. And if you remember section 83 subsection 7 of the Electoral Act 2026 of Nigeria, it states that on 4 grounds, the court has jurisdiction. They have the power to intervene in the internal party affairs of any political party. 4 grounds: violation of the Constitution of Nigeria, violation of the Electoral Act, violation of the Constitution of the party itself, and committing a crime by any statute in Nigeria. Now, on those two grounds, you have violation of the PDP constitution and actually disregarding or violating or ignoring a lawful court order. Those 2 grounds give the court the jurisdiction to intervene in the internal party affairs of a political party, such as the PDP. Politicians must get this straight. Nigerians must get this straight. Internal party affairs is not an excuse for party leaders or party members to disregard the constitution of the party. That is what PDP has just suffered. The good thing is this: the disgruntled, the unhappy faction of the PDP, they can still actually participate in the PDP primaries. It's just that they now have to watch and make sure they are able to prove that those conducting the primaries will abide by the constitution of the PDP. That's all. So it's not the end for PDP. Right now, at least we know that the Anyanwu faction, the Wike faction, is now the authentic, recognized leadership of the PDP. That one is settled. Similar things is likely to follow with the ADC. Is this the end for PDP? Is this the end for ADC? For PDP, we have just established it's not the end. Just that Wike is now firmly in control of the PDP. What about ADC? ADC still has a way forward. What is the way forward? Since the Justice Joyce Abdul Malik judgment yesterday, all the ADC members need to do now is sheath their swords. Let them all accept that judgment. David Mark and Atiku should not bother appealing it. If they accept that judgment and they approach the NEC now, the NEC that is now composed of the state chairmen across the 36 states and the FCT, approach them, bring the constitution before them, set up an emergency meeting, extend the tenures of these state chairmen, and then fix a date for a convention. Let everybody apply who want to vie for the NWC. But before that, set date for congresses at ward, state, local government and state levels. Everything can happen in 1 week. Everything can happen in 1 week. And if that happens, it means that in 1 week, with the statutory 21 days notice, ADC can still hold their primaries and field candidates. That is if all the different camps, the Atiku camp, the Obedient camp, the Amechi camp, all the different camps, all of them come together and accept the judgment of Justice Joyce Abdul Malik. If they don't accept it, and the Supreme Court rules that they should go back to trial court, they will just be postponing the evil day. And the result of that will be that ADC will be paralyzed. I hear some of them are already shopping for alternatives. Perhaps they are willing to sacrifice the ADC for their personal ambition. But if they respect the rule of law, Atiku, Peter Obi, Amechi, Kwankwanso, Tambuwal, Aregbesola, David Mark, Dino Melaye, if you guys have any respect for the rule of law, accept the Justice Joyce Abdul Malik judgment. Accept it and let it be a rallying point. Accept to respect and obey the Constitution. Accept it. It's a simple thing. If David Mark still wants to be chairman, he can still be chairman. Yes. All he needs to do is make sure that, number one, these state chairmen that now form the NEC would definitely extend their tenure by at least 30 days, at the most 90 days, extend it. Then they'll call for congresses, call for convention before they call for primaries. But before they do all that, they have to now quickly amend the constitution of the ADC to remove the condition of 2 years membership before you can be chairman. Transmit that new constitution to INEC along with the 21 days notice. Once that is done, then in the congresses and everything, Atiku's boys, David Mark's boys, Peter Obi's boys, everybody will participate in the congresses. Everybody will then participate in the convention, right? And then David Mark can still come up as the substantive chairman through that route. It's not the end of the road for the ADC. But what it would require is that all the players in the ADC must now respect the party constitution and follow things the way the law prescribes them. We all know that in a free and fair primaries of the ADC, Peter Obi will clinch the ticket. So the tendency is that an Atiku may not want a free and fair primaries. So they may not want to agree to the suggestions I'm giving them now. But if they don't, that will mean the end of ADC, at least as far as the 2027 elections are concerned. It's a sad day, particularly since the afflictions of the PDP and the ADC, they are self-inflicted. Self-inflicted. You can blame APC, you can blame Tinubu. Yes, it is clear that they took advantage of it. Should they not have taken advantage of it? That is their prerogative. What we should focus on is, why did we give them that opening? And then we must now make a decision to say, okay, we will not give them such opening again by sticking to and respecting the constitution of our political party. It's not the end, it's the beginning of a new chapter, provided we do things right.